This is my favorite part.
It's so dramatic.
It is.
It's like the complete antithesis of what this show actually is.
Absolutely.
Dramatic. It just makes me envision a curtain opening for like a high school play or something.
Or like
Ooh, high school.
You know those like
Maybe
beads
grade
that
school.
hang,
Maybe middle school. I don't know.
like beads hanging in doorways
Oh,
just as you
yeah,
park
right.
those.
Yeah.
We're like, and there's like little smoke on the ground. We're making our. Did you
Yep.
guys ever watch Arrested Development?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like Job coming out for
Yes.
our not magic, our illusion show.
There's
welcome,
money in the
everybody.
banana stand.
Oh yes. Welcome to episode 3 of the Understable Minds. I am Anthony. Along with me, as always, I've got Eric McCabe and Danny Lindahl.
It's
Sup?
your boy.
If you're not already, be sure to join our Facebook group. On Facebook, you can just search for Understable Minds and it will pop right up. That's where we talk with everybody about the show. You can answer some questions that may or may not be featured on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week I posted just one of the topics that I was going to talk about as a question there, and I got some really cool answers from people. So
Probably some not so cool answers.
a few.
I saw a couple not so cool
I'm not
ones.
going to read those on the show though. I'll just read the good ones.
Okay. Fair.
So yeah, go ahead, search that up, join it up, and get involved with the show. How was your guys' weekend? Did you play disc golf anywhere?
No.
Danny?
I did
No,
not.
I did not either. Did you?
It was a beautiful weekend though.
It was a wonderful weekend.
I took a weekend off and went camping is what I did.
Mhm.
I'm jealous.
You would not have been jealous at about 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Friday.
True.
Mm.
And if we switched places, you would not be jealous about 12 to 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon,
Oh no.
because I played disc golf Sunday afternoon.
Oh, sick.
I saw that actually.
It
Yeah.
was windy.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
Sunday
It
was
was
windy.
very Kansas-y out.
Yes, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Did that help at all? Like with
No.
no. Okay. All right. Fair
Not
enough.
so much. No. When I started at like, it was like right at noon and it was like 70 degrees. And I was like, this is awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm on hole 14 and I checked my phone and it was 52 degrees
Oh no.
and like 20-mile-an-hour winds.
I don't know if you guys remember the practice round that I did out at Eureka Lake for Worlds with, I think it was an AJ practice round, but Eric was there, Eric Oakley,
Mhm.
and he's walking down the fairway of hole 2 and he goes, disc golf is hard today. And that's what I think of every time.
Every
the
time
wind-
it's windy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very much can relate.
Wind.
It was not fun. It was fun.
It was fun. What'd you shoot? Did you keep score or did you just?
We don't need to talk about it.
That's a weird kind of round where I keep score for like 2 holes and then I'm like, I'm just going to
I
enjoy
kept
the
score.
experience here.
I
Yeah.
kept score the whole time.
Okay.
Wow.
And I got 3 birdies.
Nice.
Impressive.
That's not bad.
And we can just leave it at that.
All right.
Perfect.
We-
So I mean, at best, you shot a 3 under.
At best, I shot a 3 under. That is incredibly fair.
Fair enough. I like
Yeah.
it. I respect it.
Yeah.
And you said you played East?
Pan.
Pan. Well, if it is windy in town, Pan is where you go.
I was going to go to East, but there was some sort of like a cross country meet or something.
Okay.
They were setting it up. And so it looked like if I tried to play, I probably could have, but I didn't want to be that guy of like, you know, I'm trying to throw down hole 14 and they're starting their race or whatever.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
I just went over to Pan and it was windy. And like you had said, we got that rain Friday
Yeah,
night,
a
Saturday
little
morning. So
sloppy.
it was a little muddy, but it was not as bad as I thought it would be considering the torrential rain that we had.
Yeah. Usually Pan gets bad muddy.
Yeah. There's a tournament out at Pan next weekend.
There sure is.
Are you going to play in it?
I am 50-50. I have a birthday party that day.
Oh, happy
Mhm.
birthday.
And so thank you.
Yeah.
It's not mine, but I
Oh,
will
okay.
celebrate.
Okay, perfect.
Just pass that along.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the timing works out, I would like to.
Cool.
For sure. Are you
Danny,
guys playing?
Are you playing? Do you even know about
no,
this tournament I'm
not
talking about?
planning on it. No.
Okay.
Do you know what disc golf is anymore, Danny?
Not
I feel
really
like
sure.
you've changed, man.
Yeah,
We
dude.
played like,
You're
we just
so
put out a video of
different.
us playing disc golf like
I
last
don't-
week.
I don't think that was
No,
you.
that didn't happen.
Movie magic. Okay. Fair enough.
Nope. Did not happen. Did not happen.
Speaking of disc golf, that was on video that happened this past
Oh,
weekend.
the smoothest segue.
Bro,
That's what they pay you for.
I'm audibly patting myself on the
Oh,
back.
sick. And actually patting yourself on the back.
The Pro Tour Championships took place. Spoiler alert. Nathan
Ooh,
Queen and Missy Gannon were the winners.
They were.
Neither of which, if you know anything about disc golf, you're not like, who are these people?
Right.
It's not like some no name off the street. But also, there was the brackets that we went through it would be 2 weeks ago at this point, with who we thought was going to win, who we thought was going to make it out of each round, whatever.
If you listen to it, I picked Nathan Queen to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all nailed it.
Yeah.
100%.
We don't need to recap those.
I think you forgot to submit yours because you just put a thing out that said there was 0 brackets.
Oh man,
Not one.
Let me check. Yep,
So
sure
first
enough,
of all-
it's in my drafts.
Man.
Yeah, we know Nathan didn't fill out a bracket, and I forget the number, but there was a small portion of people that picked Missy.
That's
Mhm.
surprising, especially after Missy had the hot weekend at Throw Pink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's
She's-
tough.
she's
and
good, too.
and that's, I mean, you can the same side. That's another reason to not pick somebody to win back to back big events like that. Like she made so
Right.
much money back to back weekend.
Yeah.
Like, wow,
Not bad.
pretty impressive.
I think the general public has kind of come to a consensus answer on this, but who do you guys think was the bigger upset? I feel like,
Easily Nathan Queen.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
even though you think, I feel like the talent in the MPO field is a lot closer together, where
Yeah.
the FPO field kind of Paige is like runaway number
Mhm.
1, Katrina's kind of runaway number 2, and there's kind of gaps between. It's almost like
True.
there's tiers in the FPO field, where in the MPO field, it kind of feels like on any weekend anybody can go out there.
Yeah, but
And win.
I'm just gonna base Nathan Queen as an upset over Missy Gannon just for the fact that Missy Gannon has Elite Series events victories.
Mhm.
Nathan Queen does not.
True.
You know, I mean, Nathan Queen's a heck of a disc golfer. I mean, dude is
Yeah.
he can shred, especially in the woods, and it's pretty awesome to see a lefty get out there and dominate.
Especially a lefty without a flick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
He doesn't throw forehands.
Talk about playing on hard mode.
Yeah, in the woods. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Have you guys played that course?
Mm-mm.
It is hard.
It looks
It
hard.
looks like fun.
For
though.
everyone
It is a
not
lot
in
of fun. It is a lot of fun, but it is so. It's like you can't ever rest. There's never a
Mhm.
tee shot where you're
Right.
like, oh, finally, I can just back off this. And no,
Even
No.
coming down the stretch, the final round, hole 18 is 480.
downhill.
I think
something.
slightly downhill. It's a fairly wide fairway, trees on either side,
OB long.
OB long, and as far as that course goes, probably one of the easier tee shots because you're not hitting like a super tight gap,
Mhm.
especially when Nathan had a couple stroke lead going into it, but you could tell even when he threw his shot, like it was piped.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that it was great.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
And-
it's in.
Right.
And that gap, that fairway is quite a bit wider than it looks.
hmm
You know, when you're there in person,
Yeah.
than it does on TV. But
Not when there's 30 grand on the line.
exactly,
That is a
Exactly
tiny
right.
window.
yes,
And you could tell he was feeling that. Even when he threw the shot, hits the ground, kind of skips up towards about circle's edge or so. He waited until the disc stopped moving
you have
to
to
start celebrating. He had a multiple stroke lead. He can lay up this 30-footer and make $30,000 and still
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, absolutely. But what did you think of the format? Did you
I feel like
love
it
the
sets
format?
itself up for upsets
Yeah.
because the better players don't get to as much time playing the course.
Mhm.
So like if you're feeling yourself, if you're playing hot, you're in the groove, then you get to keep going and you can
Yeah,
kind of build
that's true.
off that. Because
That's a good point.
Nathan Queen has played 4 rounds.
He
out there,
played every
right?
round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the 30 seed.
Wow.
I
out
thought it
of
was
32.
28, but
Oh, he may. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he moved up because people dropped out.
Right, he was the
Yeah.
he was 30th in Pro Tour standings.
That's
But
so
yeah.
crazy that I absolutely love that format. A lot
Same.
of people didn't. The only thing that kind of bugs me, I think, is the ties.
What happened to ties?
Ties, the lower seed advances.
Play it
Right,
off.
there's no,
No
playoff, or
playoff.
anything.
Play it off.
There might be a playoff. I assume there'd be a playoff for first, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
There would
know
have
that.
to be. There would
Well, there
have
was
to be.
last year between Paige
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's
Haley.
right. And
So
Haley. Yep.
for first, that makes sense. I just feel like, why not play it off? Why not go
Peak.
sudden death?
Yeah.
That even brings so much more value. Although, this brings value to it as well. Coming down the stretch, well, I got to birdie out. I can't just
Right.
par to match. I have to birdie this.
Right.
So I get that mindset too. But man, that's such a heartbreaker to tie for the third or fourth hot round and then not make it
Imagine
in.
getting like a 8-way playoff or something like
Oh,
that.
it'd be
If
so
everybody
sad.
ties.
Everybody shot the
Awesome.
same
Yeah.
exact score. Oh man.
Because over 18 holes, that can happen. It tends to
Sure.
happen
Oh,
less
yeah.
and more.
Yeah. I love that format.
I do too.
I don't love round one when there's 16 people
16
and 4 advance.
and only 4 go on.
That one kind of feels bad because you could be I mean, like you said, the lower seed tied for the 4th best round, or if you're still cruising and you shoot the 5th best round, sorry.
Do you just create more buys
I don't know.
in that? Is that how you would fix that problem?
I don't know. Without doing the math and figuring out the numbers, I wonder if there's a way you could.
And that's just for the MPO.
FPO was smaller.
There was only one buy, right? Is that right?
They basically just started at the quarterfinals.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, I don't know if you could make it like 6 people advance from round 1 or 8 people advance from round 1, maybe. I'm not sure.
Man,
you'd have to look at the numbers.
Format was awesome though. I mean, I was glued to my TV.
Oh yeah, I love it.
The Sunday round, I was definitely glued to my phone though because I was on the lake.
Right,
but I still watched.
Yeah,
and it was really cool to watch.
Every single round is a final round.
Yeah,
every single round, and then like there's just the positioning of if you're the lower seed, then you maybe don't have to push as hard. Whereas if you're the higher seed and you're coming in and you're tied with a guy for that 4th spot, like you've got a birdie 17, 18 to finish or whatever. It's so much more entertaining from start to finish.
It is.
Where round 1 of a standard tournament, you can lose a tournament, but the saying, what's the saying? You can't win a tournament in the first round, but you can lose it.
Yeah.
It's
watch me.
Right? Yeah, if you're not on the podium after round 1, you're done. You're
toast.
Get around 2.
Yeah, but what about Drew Gibson too?
Yeah,
dude played out his mind this last week.
I feel like everybody thinks of Drew Gibson as like finesse golf, woods,
right? Touch shots,
right? Yeah,
it was cool to see him out there.
And I was still wearing the bucket hat.
No,
I'm a fan of the Drew Gibson bucket hat from USDGC.
I don't think he would have got that multi-million-dollar contract he just signed had he had the bucket hat on. Though.
We'll take him seriously.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
So
maybe Panama Jack.
At the Pro Tour Championships, there were a lot of clutch shots and and opportunities to like choke. Yeah. So, what are the biggest shots that you have choked in your entire career? I can go first while you think,
please,
because I have one. This was I'd been playing pro for like maybe a year at this point, and this was at the Arkansas State Championships, I believe, and they did a skins match that was safari, and it was just stupid long everything. Mm-hmm. And so everybody ended up tying every hole, but I had a chance to win like 3 skins on hole 3.
Oh no.
And I had like a 33 footer, like literally the edge of the circle. Mm-hmm. And it is the shortest putt that anybody had the whole time, just because the holes were ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And it just barely hit the cage, didn't even get it up. And I was like, oh, you got to at least give it a chance. But like 30 footer for, I mean, at the time it was like $300, which is sick.
Hey,
but
still.
Right.
Oh, man.
Nothing compared to what these guys went through.
Oh, I can't think of anything like pure on choke mode. Sure, I've lost playoffs.
Well, that explains why you're a world champion then.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, unless you count 2011 Worlds, but it wasn't really a choke. It was more of I was in contention the entire week, and then the final day I had a migraine and I couldn't even see straight.
Yeah.
This
is like one easy shot that you should have got. Do you have any experience?
Oh, I've got one. I do have one.
Go for it.
It was at Canyon Waiko event one year. And it was when when we were throwing our discs, whatever, the trilogy was out at that point. And I remember I was trying to flow because it was like, I can't remember who it was. I was hanging out with at that time, whatever, was mashing on this disc. So I'm like, I got to try it, right? Because that's what we do.
Of course.
And it worked well for like a handful of holes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And I was bombing this disc. And then, are you guys familiar with the course at Canyon Waiko?
Yeah.
So hole 2 at Canyon Waiko is this long, like straight shot through a tunnel, and then it hyzers out to the parking lot. It's a par 4, and there's OB all down the left, OB all down the right. It's a tricky shot, right? It's kind of lined up like Blue Ribbon Pines, only not quite as aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Isn't hole 1 like 500 feet where Paul went like over the trees on everything? And then 2 plays along the
2
trees.
2 comes back. Yep. And it goes back to the parking lot. And then 3 goes down the hill.
Up. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm standing here on this tee pad, and it's just all I have to do is throw like a 400-foot straight shot. And I mean, come on, shouldn't be that hard
for a touring pro.
It should not be that hard. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw this flow, and that disc is a little deeper than I'm used to, I think.
Oh no!
Holy shankopotamus! Grip lock to the right, hit a tree, kicked out left OB. So I'm 20 feet off the TOB and I lose the tournament by 1 stroke.
No.
Yeah, so that's probably my biggest
That's
one.
probably the one.
Yeah.
That one or the shank against Oakley with the felons where I shank it into the tree
Yeah.
on the right,
yeah.
the cedar.
And then
at
you
east.
aced in your face.
If had I birdied that hole or even parred it, we would have tied.
Yeah.
So that's probably been. But
Bummer.
I think the other one is definitely.
a little more high stakes.
there was nothing
Yeah.
really on the line.
No,
it
not
was
really.
just goofy.
But yeah, the Canyon Waco.
Wow.
I'd be at
That's
87 wins instead of 86.
Dang it.
Still nice.
Stupid flow.
That's still 86 more than me.
I burned that disc later.
Oh man, I haven't thrown one since.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Just didn't even go pick it up.
Nope, left it there. I'm out.
I did that once at a tournament. I threw it in the water, and it was at Peter Pan. It was hole 13. We were playing from the short pin across the water, or from the short pad to the long pin, and there was a screaming headwind.
Oh,
And I threw a Lucid X Felon. I threw it earlier on the Amphitheater Hole, spiked it into the steps.
Dang it, that's
No.
OB.
Right, yeah, OB. And there was no real visible damage to it, but it was not flying as overstable anymore. And I was like, all right, it's been, let's see that. So the Amphitheater Hole is hole 7A. So you play it between 7 and 8. And I'm on hole 13, and I'd thrown it a couple times since then. Did not go well. But round 1 in the morning, it was going fine. So I was like, all right, I'm just not in the groove right now. We'll get back in the groove.
Here we go.
Really easy. We're just going to trust it.
This
And
is it.
I threw it on a hyzer sidearm. And I tell you, that thing, like, it was magic. It hit the water at like 7 o'clock.
oh my
It
gosh.
flipped all the way over, somehow was floating. And a guy on my card was like, hey man, I got a retriever, I can get it. And I was like, you can get it, but you can keep it. Like, I don't want that.
I
disc
do not
anymore.
want it.
I knew it was going to be windy. I brought another Felon in my bag, and I was like, dude, I genuinely, if you get that disc out of the water,
It's
it
yours.
is 100% yours.
2 minutes later, he's knee deep in that nasty water, getting that disc out.
Encouraging me to
Thanks,
try
Anthony.
and throw it again. I got strokes to make up on you, dude.
There's like more than one time that I've like met somebody on the disc golf course, and then like 3 holes later, they're in their underwear going to get a disc. Like,
Interesting.
There's no other sport that happens in.
Wow.
That just like occurred to me. Like, yeah, that doesn't happen anywhere else, does
3.
it?
Do you care to say their names?
I have no idea. No. It's
Is
just
one of
like-
them Eric Oakley? Because he's always in the water, it
Yeah.
seems like.
Right.
Or at least like not necessarily underwear, but like hiking up shorts to try and jump in the water to get a disc. It's the weirdest thing, but
It
like
is.
it's totally natural in disc golf, I guess.
It is. It's,
I've never done it though. I don't
You've
care.
never
that
got in
much.
the water to get your disc?
Not like in the middle of a round. I've gone back afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. But you have gotten the water to get your disc.
Oh,
Okay.
Jones West.
How could you
Short
not?
and 17. I walked around there for a Lucid X verdict for like 30 minutes.
That's some gross water.
Yeah.
That's not even real water. Oh, man.
So I sent out a thing to the squad. First of all, if you're not familiar, the squad is kind of like it's like our closest friends.
Yeah.
Is what we'll say.
Yeah. It's our
They're-
homies.
Yeah, it's the squad.
our squad.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. And you can sign up for it at squad.dynamicdiscs.com. You can answer some questions, complete a couple of challenges, post some things on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then you get free stuff.
Free stuff.
Some of those things might be a keychain, it might be free discs, it might be like some of these people will read your questions on the show.
Sick.
Some of these are disc golf related, some of them are not.
All right.
Okay.
Do we want to start with a disc golf question or a non-disc golf
We've
question?
talked a lot of disc golf today. Let's go non.
Okay. Non-disc golf question. What's your favorite kind of sandwich? This is from Price.
Favorite kind of sandwich.
Between like a bacon chicken ranch sandwich and a BLT.
Okay.
So bacon.
Bacon. I'm not like a huge bacon guy, but in a sandwich, it's perfect.
It's a good place to start.
There's a
typically.
It
BLT
is.
at the restaurant I used to work at that was BL and T with Miracle Whip and cheese dip.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
Interesting.
Not like a lot of cheese dip, just like a little bit on the bread, like a as you would
like
normal sauce.
just instead of like a slice of cheese.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Like nacho cheese.
No, it
Like
was like
liquid cheese.
it was like yellow cheese dip.
Like
You
queso?
like- yeah.
Hey, queso.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Perfect.
Interested.
I like bacon.
that was good.
Heck yeah.
I like bacon on every sandwich.
I like bacon on a lot of stuff. Do you know your answer, Eric?
Do you?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
I have a runaway favorite sandwich.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Cubans.
Ooh.
Cuban.
With the dip.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me started. We're getting
won't.
close to dinner time here.
I won't.
I forget when I first had a Cuban. I was probably like
Cigar or
yeah.
okay.
I usually put the cigar in the sandwich.
Ooh,
That's
I don't recommend that.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? It's a little chewy, but it works.
So if you're like me and don't know what a Cuban is, it's ham, roasted pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, mustard, and sometimes salami on Cuban bread.
Oh my gosh. And it's fantastic.
What's this about sauce?
Sauce?
Like, do you dunk it in something?
It's a dip,
I
right?
usually
Oh.
dunk it in my mouth.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Okay.
If you're ever in Emporia,
Who has it?
Bobby D's is the only place I found that has one.
Okay.
And it's pretty good.
Does Doobie's not have one? They seem like they would have
That
one.
definitely seems like a place that would. It's not coming to my mind.
I love every sandwich from
Guess
Doobie's.
who's going to have to go to Doobie's sometime this week and check it out?
Yeah, get the Spartan while you're there if they don't have the Cuban.
Oh, yes.
My favorite sandwich is, off the top of my head right now, I'm going to say the Radius Open Face roast beef sandwich. The hot roast beef.
Does an open face sandwich count though?
It says open face sandwich.
Yeah, but like, is it really a sandwich at that point?
Open face sandwich.
I feel like this is a technicality, but we'll give it to you for
Then what's a
I'll allow it.
flatbread? What's a flatbread? Cut a flatbread in half? Is that
It's a
open face sandwich?
Texas. It's a Texas toast on the bottom. It's toast, so I think it counts.
If they didn't call it a sandwich on
Yes.
the menu,
Yes,
I would say this is nonsense. But
Yes.
because it's called a sandwich,
it is a hot roast beef
Fine.
sandwich. It's got roast beef. It's got mashed potatoes and gravy
it's like Thanksgiving dinner just
in
on
July
Sounds amazing.
or whenever.
anytime you want.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
While we're on the topic of roast beef, something occurred to me this weekend, and I wanted to get y'all's take on it. Okay,
Here we go.
I am reasonably confident that the entirety of Arby's is a money laundering scheme.
Oh,
They have like two good things.
careful. They may be listening.
Yeah, if you're listening, Arby's, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need some proof.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the opinions
The French-
of Danny Lindahl
Yes.
and only Danny
The
Lindahl.
French
Well, let's
onion
hear 'em out.
sandwich I hear is really good. The French onion sandwich, the basic roast beef sandwich, and then the Jamocha shake. Those are the only good things.
Jamocha.
Everything else
Bro.
is like mediocre, and I don't know how they build an entire like chain of fast food restaurants.
It's because
Hold
they
on.
have the meats.
But it's all the same thing.
Okay, first of all,
No.
at Taco Bell. Second of all, how dare you bring up Arby's and say, oh, they only have a couple good things and not mention curly fries?
Ooh.
That's right. Curly fries are good too.
I probably haven't eaten at Arby's in like 2 years, but how dare you?
The beef and cheddar's not bad. Like throw some nacho cheese on there. Maybe not the onion bread, but
Is it though?
I mean,
For a whole fast food
if we're
chain?
going there, you're talking about fast food, so you can't really put it up on a
Oh.
pedestal.
They also have
anyway.
mozzarella sticks though.
They
See?
do have mozzarella sticks.
and jalapeno poppers.
Yeah. But like at this
Mhm.
point, there's like two good sandwiches and a sides
Their
and a dessert.
mozzarella sticks are so good that USCGC started using them.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
I think it might have been like a limited time thing. This actually, I just realized I never answered your like biggest, what'd you call it? A
Choke.
biggest choke.
My biggest choke.
Yeah.
This is far from a biggest choke because I wasn't.
Was
in,
it at
Did
Arby's?
you? Yeah. Not to the sandwich all the way.
Okay. It was on a trip.
Speaking of roast beef,
There's about to be very many tie-ins here.
Oh my goodness.
I was playing in Rosedale Cup the same weekend as Can You Waiko.
ooh,
One's a Saturday, one's a Sunday.
Candy Waiko getting some love today.
Right, because I just played bad the whole time there. I didn't have one bad choke. But at Rosedale, I was playing pretty well. And then start of the second round, I forget what hole I was on, but it was kind of this weird, like in between hyzer where you have to throw a hyzer shot, but you can't really stall out a
Mhm.
lot. There's kind of trees in the middle of the fairway sloping from left to right, and there's kind of some tree line along your right hand side, and then I think it clears up, and I parked it.
Sick.
Windy day.
Sick choke, dude.
I was like, yeah. I didn't ace the first hole round too. No. I think I was like chase card maybe, and the rest of the card was like did not play well on that hole. And so I was like, all right, we're kind of doing the thing. And I'm not kidding. My putt was me to Eric.
Oh no!
Like
if
6 feet.
if you're not watching, which you're not,
Right. I probably couldn't punch you from here, but I could kick you.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
not good. And
wow. And you missed. Did you airball?
No.
Okay. Whew.
I didn't airball, but it was bad. It was, I don't know if they still have it, but I think they were Mach 3s.
Ooh, yes.
I hit high left side.
You could have just said you hit chains.
Perfect. No, it was 100% one of those where, like, for whatever reason, I walked up to it and I was like, I'm missing this putt.
Oh, man.
Got nervous and was like,
you can't put that doubt in your head.
I know I'm missing this putt, but if I just do it before I think about it, I'll be fine because I can make this with my eyes closed. And just blank.
Should have closed your eyes.
High left, spit out. I can't even call it a spit out. It tickled the chains and just flopped.
Oh, my goodness.
And
I've done that.
we were getting scores on the next hole, and they're like, all right, Anthony, you got a 2? And I was like, no.
No, man.
And everybody looked at me like, what do you mean you didn't get a 2?
Yeah, when everybody's like already putted and they're walking towards the next hole, you gotta be like,
walking to the next hole. Hey, nice deuce.
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Yeah. Okay, so to tie it back into Arby's,
Yes.
I went up there for the weekend with former employee Robert McCall.
Who?
Okay.
After the round, thank you. Yeah, by the way, I don't know who that guy is. We stopped at Arby's, and I had some sort of like a brisket something sandwich.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was like a limited time thing, but that one was good. This was also probably 2018.
So we have 5 things on an entire fast food chain's menu.
They do have a lot of roast beef on that menu. I won't argue that.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
I mean, not their sandwiches, like their, what are they called? Their home style or
they don't
home?
have a Cuban. I don't care.
Okay.
but
yeah.
they don't have like
I
a
thought they did like occasionally.
they don't have like a Big Mac or like a Whopper or
Well,
like
no, that's like McDonald's and Burger King.
yeah, but
those
like
are trademarked.
They don't have like a
They actually can't
Ronald
do
would
that.
be pissed.
they don't. I don't know. I just don't see. And I've never been to an Arby's that's like, man, this Arby's is busy. There's lots of people
Yeah.
here.
Well, they
And
have
it's always like a nice restaurant too. You
they
never
have
see like
Bob
a
as
rundown
their
Arby's.
like they used to do their announcing, or Archer, whoever you want to call him.
Oh, the guy who voices Bob's
Mhm.
Burgers and Archer.
Yeah. He does the voiceovers for a lot of their commercials. I give him
H.
props
John
just for that.
Benjamin?
Yes, that's it.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That's
sure.
what I thought.
So, but for since he was talking about choke moments,
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear what Danny's clutch moment.
Oh, I don't.
Do you have a
clutch.
clutch?
I don't usually know.
Have you won a tournament?
I can't drive
You've
stick.
won.
Yes,
There had to be a clutch shot during that tournament that solidified your W.
I made a jump putt like underneath some branches on like a way too tall elevated basket from like a straddle. I had to like jump to the side as I putted or whatever.
Dang.
Made that was pretty cool. But my friend was filming it on camera, and like 3 holes later, we looked back at it. I definitely foot faulted, but I still won the tournament. So I was like,
Nobody-
what
we haven't
nobody
seen that
call.
coverage. You?
I don't know. It's not as easy for me because I haven't won a sanctioned
Sure.
event, and so I can't
It could
think.
be. It could
yeah.
be any time. It doesn't have to be during a tournament. I mean, it should be.
It
but-
should be a lot cooler if it was.
That's true.
I mean, I have one ace in a tournament,
Okay.
but like
sick.
That's
we,
clutch. That's sick.
we didn't know until we were
Oh.
all the way there because it was a blind
Until
hole.
the tournament was over.
It was actually at Rosedale Cup the same day when I missed a 5-footer.
Oh my goodness. See, guys, it all evens
Yeah,
out.
what goes around comes around.
Aced
I
on
wonder-
a Mach 3.
I
Oh,
wonder
yeah.
what the average score is for someone in a tournament after they ace. Because I
Yeah.
bet you it's not birdie.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely bogey.
Was
Yeah.
it? I was going to ask if that was the missed putt.
No. I think the ace was round 1.
Okay.
Okay. But still, like, how many times do people ace? They're so high they get up to the next hole first available,
Shank.
like instantly.
Yeah. I've seen people go back to back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did that in a casual round once.
Ace the next hole.
It was okay. So here, question for you guys. It was the same hole, but 2 completely different lines. One, the first ace was
So you stacked it.
yes. I threw. Think hole 2 at Hammond. Not
Okay.
a very long hole.
Okay.
150, 160 feet.
Meters.
Yeah. Crushed it, dude. The first one was a hyzer. Went right in. I was like, dude, that was
That
sick.
was so sick.
My friend was there, and he was like, bet you can't do it again.
Oh,
So I grabbed
nice.
the pure and just threw it laser beam right at it. Ching.
I don't know. To me, that sounds like Anthony's biggest clutch moment.
Yeah.
Probably. It was.
Friend saying, bet you won't, and then doing it.
It
Yeah.
was
Clutch.
almost on camera.
Mm.
Oh,
I had the camera and was recording.
just your feet.
No, I did the classic move of
No.
okay, I'm not recording. I'll hit record.
Oh.
So I got our reactions. I
Button
think
dyslexia.
I think I got the first one, and then was like, oh, I'm gonna hit the record button twice so I know where that clip is, and then we can just keep recording.
Sick.
Didn't get the second one.
Dang it.
That's a bummer.
Didn't get up. I just watched that video of Greg Barsby impersonating Ken Climo.
Didn't get up and
Didn't
down.
get up and down.
What's yours, Eric?
Mine would be, you would think somewhere at the World Championships, but it wasn't. This was in 2008 at the Players Cup Championship.
Okay. It's overseas where it's like country based, right?
This is in Florida.
I'm thinking of something else then. Okay.
You're thinking of President's Cup.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is an event that doesn't really happen anymore. It was a major, and then I won the major, and then it went away.
Oh yeah.
So I was
Forever
fearful for
champion.
That's like a
2011
mic drop.
Worlds not happening because I won it. But
The ultimate mic drop.
yeah, for
Played
sure.
so well they can't even have the event
They can't
anymore.
even do it anymore.
Yeah.
But it was a great event. It was Players Cup. It was a major. It was a PDGA major, and Greg Barsby and I were battling the entire week, like just back and forth. He hit a sick clutch putt on like hole 16. It was probably a 60-foot jumper with just like, I mean, it was you know how he putts, like that huge elevator coming down. And as it was coming down, his fist was coming down, just screaming, you know, and it was like, oh boy. And I think that was to tie me and, or to get within one of me. I don't remember. All I remember is I had one stroke lead going into the 18th hole, and it was like this turnover blind 380 to 390 foot shot with a golf green and a bunker behind it. And like, there's a big gallery around the corner that you couldn't see. And I just remember being first on the tee, because I think I got a stroke on him on 17. I remember being first on the tee and pulling out a buzz and throwing this big, huge, just massive turnover shot. And you just see it flexing. And then you just stop and listen for the crowd reaction to see if you're inbounds or not.
Please,
and then when you hear them cheer, it's like, and walk around the corner and see that your disc is like 5 feet from the basket. It's like,
easy
thankfully,
par.
Anthony wasn't putting for me at that time. But that was definitely mine winning my first major.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I've got one more here. It's another non-disc golf question. This is from Jason. And he says, this is kind of more of get to know the Understable minds.
Okay.
We'll dig into the understable mind of the Understable minds. He wants to know, when not promoting disc golf, what are some activities you like to do in and around Emporia?
Like personally, or what are good ideas? Because personally,
I'd say if he wants to get into our minds.
yeah, I hang out with my cat and play video games.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Honestly, how good is your cat at video games, though?
She sucks, but I don't tell her that.
Beat her every time?
Yeah.
Or what's your record?
I give her the controller, but I don't even plug it in.
Right. The classic little brother move.
Yeah,
I've done
for
that
sure.
before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've had that done to me before.
I guess going to Bourbon Cowboy's fun in the evenings.
Really?
I haven't done it in a while, but like it's a fun thing to do.
Danny likes to dress up as the Bourbon Cowboy.
Bourbon Cowboy.
Yeah.
Be one. I don't know.
I would pay to see that.
It's kind of like Big Lebowski. He just sits at the bar dressed like a cowboy, and he just kind of sips bourbon.
Just talks to people.
I don't know. You've been here the longest. What is fun to do around Emporia?
Well, for me, if it's like what I like to do outside, that's pretty much just go fishing. Take the boat out and go enjoy a relaxing day of fishing or camping. Or there's a lot of really great places to hike around Emporia, like mainly out towards Cottonwood Falls, Strong City, that area, Chase County.
Out in the Flint Hills.
I've never seen a bison, and I really want to.
Dude,
there's
20 minutes you can go see one.
What's that thing called? The tall grass.
Tall grass prairie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where Denise does a lot of her research.
Awesome.
You can go park and you can hike up the hill, and there's a fence, and you can walk through the fence. Like not through the fence. There's an opening that you walk through. But it's like at a cattle gate, so they can't get out. But you can walk and you can get close. I don't recommend it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can, or you can do it even easier and drive over to the zoo. And there's one there.
I haven't been to our zoo. I heard it's good though.
It is good.
Nice.
It's a good zoo. That's another thing you could do.
There we go.
It's
Another
free
thing you could do.
too.
Really, it's free.
It's a free zoo.
You literally walk in.
You just walk in and then you go hang out with the animals.
Cool.
There's no fences. There's no gates.
They
There's
don't encourage
eagles.
you-
There's lions.
Yeah, they don't like it when you walk in the exhibit. You can walk in
Yeah,
the
they don't
zoo.
really care about that.
But once,
There's a really good selection of birds, like crows, seagulls, I'm sure.
you can find those
some
in the Walmart
mallards.
parking lot too.
Yeah, you can. I wondered how they get there.
Just a guy with a net. Got away.
Yeah, no, the zoo's a great place to go. There's a lot of really cool things to do in Emporia. There really is.
I should try them sometime.
You should. Step out of your video game / bourbon addiction.
Your cat is pretty cool too, though.
She's a sweetheart.
I miss seeing your cat on like video updates or video conference calls that we have.
She looks sweet, like sleeping in her bed on my desk or whatever, but she wakes up every single day and chooses violence.
I respect it.
Yeah, like I'll be petting her and she's like, this is great, but what if I turned around and started clawing and biting you?
See,
like gently and playfully.
And that's why cats are evil. That's why you get a dog.
No, because then she also is like real sweet sometimes.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and then she chooses violence.
The claw mark on the side of your face disagrees.
It's cute though. It's cute.
It adds character.
Because she's not actually trying to hurt. She just likes playing.
Yeah. Them razor sharp.
No, I trim them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
How?
She lets me.
Oh, really?
With his teeth.
Dang. You should put that on video.
That is a fight I would like to see.
Then I would have scratches on my face.
That explains the claw marks on Danny's face.
That's right. Anthony, what do you do?
Similar to Danny. Occasionally I'll play video games. Frequently I will play with my cats.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll go hang out with my friends. Typically we're just playing Magic, playing cards. That's kind of my life right there.
That's a pretty good life.
It's outside of disc golf.
There is nothing outside though, right? I mean, disc golf is pretty much our lives, right? Would you guys agree?
Unfortunately. Yes. I vehemently despise disc golf.
Oh man.
You're in the wrong profession.
Oh man.
You're telling me, man.
Oh man. I dig it. I like it.
One more disc golf topic? Or should we
do you want a question from the squad?
Sure.
Or do you have a topic you'd like to discuss?
I want to talk about what we're filming tomorrow at some point.
Let's get one more squad disc golf related question.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about.
This is also disc golf related, but
this is
I
disc
agree.
golf.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sick. This one is from William. This is a really good question for you, Eric, but also Danny and I can answer because he didn't directly ask it to you. He says, what are some of your favorite courses around America? Most enjoyable courses or even the hardest courses? So I think if we each give a top 3, I think that'll be fair, unless you just cannot decide on 3. Then we can go
around America? Like. Just America.
That is what
I'm guessing
says.
Lower 48.
We'll say do top 3 lower 48, and then you can say Meyer Lake.
Okay, perfect. We can go that route for sure.
I think should we do one at a time?
Yes.
Okay. Northwoods.
Which one?
The
black one?
The super hard one. Yeah.
Northwoods Black.
Yeah, that course is very hard. I don't want to keep score if I go play there, but it's fun shots to throw.
The new one since last year?
Or no, not since last year. No, but I think we played it up there real quick while we were there for Worlds.
Sure.
My number 1 is Milo.
I want to play that.
I love that place so much.
I love Milo too. Milo is definitely in my top 3, but I won't say it since you picked it. So you've already stolen Milo. Which one? East or West?
I will say the not Beaver State layout so I can get 27 holes.
Ooh.
But I like East better.
Which one's East?
East is the one with the genius hole.
Okay. I love that hole.
Yeah.
Love that hole. In no particular order, I'll start with one is Maple Hill.
I want to go play that one too.
Yeah. Maple Hill's awesome. There's a plethora of layouts that you can play at Maple Hill all year long.
Yep.
Now, if you do go plan to play Maple Hill, make sure you get a tee time because you have to get tee times now. You have to sign up early online for tee times. That's crazy, right?
That's kind of cool to see,
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What's your number 2? Number 2.
I'm thinking, because
there's so many.
Well, one of them I've played multiple times. The other one I've only played once.
Ooh.
But it was fun when I played it that one time. So yeah, we'll save the other one for my top one. The second, Blue Ribbon Pines.
Ooh.
It's not
Blue Ribbon's good.
It's a fairly easy course as far as like touring pros, but it's just fun shots.
You can call it soft.
No, I don't think I will. Seeing as what happened to the last guy that called it soft, I'm chilling.
Fair point.
But for touring players, it's not. I don't know. It's probably great for tournaments locally and local pros, but for
27
players,
hole layout as well. It's fun.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoy that course as well.
Yeah, I would love to get up to both of yours.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the canyons at Delwood.
Oh,
It's fairly new. I think they put it in the ground maybe 10 years ago.
10 years, I was thinking.
And
What state is that in?
Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Up by
It's
Chicago, kind of?
Sort of.
Kind of west of there?
Yeah, it's near Joliet. It's in Lockport, which is like a suburb of Joliet.
Yeah.
It is incredible. And it's one of those things where, so the guy that runs it, his name is Sean. And like, I don't think he sleeps. I think he's just literally constantly working on the course.
That are constantly posting stuff on social media
right,
too.
when he's not working, he's just telling everyone the work that he did.
Showing the work. Here's the work I did.
Yeah, because they're constantly making changes to the course, adding holes, changing holes, putting mulch down or whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a wonderful course.
Santa Cruz de la Viega is another one. It's just got so much history.
Yeah, every time I watch coverage of that hole, I think, oh, that's this hole on every single hole.
Yeah, and you'll do that if you go play it too. It's like, oh, wow, this is, and it's, like top of the world. Granted, a lot of it's changed over the years because of trees, old growth trees dying and falling and all that. But just the history there is pretty spectacular. The views, I mean, it's California golf. They're all par threes, and every hole is birdieable, and every hole is double bogeyable also, even if we throw like the same line. So it's one of those kind of courses, but I love going there and playing.
We've set a lot of wooded courses so far.
We have.
It's kind of interesting.
Well, my next course is wide open with no trees, so go ahead.
Fair enough.
Is it just a field next to the warehouse?
It is. Yeah, that's my number 3.
I'm kind of stuck because Idlewild's amazing course. But then also, are we doing like non-local courses?
No, you can
we pick a local one?
Is it in America?
Oh yeah, because Clover Cliff Ranch is another that one's
really
fantastic.
That is fun.
I don't know which one.
Do Clover.
You think?
I think it's a good selling point for people to come to Emporia.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm working now. Wait. Yes, come to Emporia. Play Clover Cliff.
I'd like to reorder. It's Clover Cliff, Jones East, and Jones West.
Yeah, there we go.
Man,
Clover Cliff. That's a good one.
I don't know what my third is.
The third is always the hardest, probably.
Yeah, because those two are like runaway. Like they're both.
Pure Park's got to be in that discussion too, right?
Right, but then it's like, is it lame to do 2 courses within 45 minutes of each other?
Nah,
because Pure is definitely in consideration.
I mean, look how far apart mine are.
California and Massachusetts.
Right. And look at how you could play both of mine in a day.
That's true. And I would.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll go with Pier.
Pier's so good.
Pier is probably another one where I doubt they do tee times because it's just a public park.
Right. Yeah.
But I would.
But it's packed.
Oh, I can't imagine how packed it is now with the growth the sport has seen. It's when I lived out there.
It's like in downtown almost, right?
Right. Yeah. It's when I lived out there, it was right downtown Portland. It was like you had to go at 8 a.m. or just be okay waiting because there's just groups everywhere. Yeah, I think I might go with that for my third.
I like it.
The other one that I was thinking was like the course I learned to play on. It's a course called Lippeld Park. It's nothing special, but just like the fact that was where I played for the first 5 years, that was where I learned to play, kind of holds sentimental value.
Yeah. Gosh, it's true that last one is hard. Do you go with like a waterworks or?
I wouldn't because I've never played it.
Oh my gosh, how have you lived here for this long and been within an hour and a half of that course?
It would be a wonderful course if I could teleport.
Let's go right now.
I don't want to walk up and down all those hills. I'm so lazy.
Oh, they're not that bad.
They're bad.
They're fun. You get to throw up and down those hills too. The worst part is hole 18, throwing and then walking up the hill. Yes, but it's so worth it. That course is amazing.
We've just been over this. I sit around and play video games all day.
True. That's also true. Well, maybe we'll do it on a day you don't have bourbon. We'll make it happen then. Waterworks is great, but I'm going to go with the farm at Quail Valley.
Yeah,
I just got to give a shout out to the farm. It's just such a unique course to Kansas down in Winfield, and it's just spectacular. It's beautiful. All the different signature type holes out there, and I know Tyson's now doing like a farm tour where he's traveling around the state, running events and doing all kinds of cool stuff.
Really?
So doing a lot of big things down there, and yeah. Honorable mention, Meyer Lake.
Yeah, if we're allowed to not do just the lower 48, then that's absolutely up there.
Yes. Danny, you'll have to figure that out one day.
Okay.
Cool.
Probably like summer next year.
I figured out why video games is a reason to like come to Emporia, because we have really great internet. We have value in fiber internet. It's so good.
Fiber.
Anyways,
Sick.
Fiber.
tomorrow afternoon, hopefully, if everything goes well, we Anthony and I have been challenged.
Oh.
The video media has been challenged by the static media.
Okay.
So basically, Temp and Kevin challenged me and Anthony to doubles.
Oh.
Imagine.
Good luck.
What? Us good luck?
Yeah, you good luck. Did you not see what Kevin did last weekend at the...
Did you not see what we did last week to you and AJ?
I did.
A touring professional and a world champion, and we smoked you.
Okay.
True.
So are these guys only using putters too?
Right.
No.
Good luck then. Kevin just lost in a first place playoff at an MPO event.
Hang on. Kevin did what?
Yes.
He what in the playoff?
Did you not know?
What did he do in the playoff?
He lost in a playoff for first place.
He will also be losing tomorrow.
What's your best finish at an MPO tournament?
Never lost one.
I do not believe that.
I think it was not MPO, but it was professional.
Ooh.
Like non-sanctioned?
It was very non-sanctioned because
Was it on ESPN 8?
it was not.
That was it the American Disc Golf Tour?
No, it was I think it was a Veterans for Vets that you and I played last year.
Oh, sick.
And we shot the 17 at West.
Yeah.
And by we shot 17, I mean like you shot like a 16.
Oh man. No, that'll be fun. What course you guys playing?
I think we said Jones East.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
But I mean, I'm not worried. We can play wherever they want.
Yeah. We played at one point like a year ago, maybe more than that. Didn't we do that doubles against them at one point?
I don't remember a doubles against them.
Oh.
I remember we played a quads, like, what was it? The charity one. Habitat for Humanity, I think.
Yeah, we
At
played
Hammond,
quads. But
and it was us, we were together.
at one point, I believe we played doubles against them and we smoked them. But
I
believe Kevin was more out of practice then. So
Well, he's out of practice now.
apparently doesn't mean much.
yeah.
Well, obviously, look at this guy. Have you played since the last time we played?
Maybe.
Have you?
No.
Well, then.
Did you see how he played the last time?
That's what I'm saying. Now my
I
clock's
got-
changing a
Alright.
I'm
little bit.
saving up
Alright.
all the good shots.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You don't want to waste them.
So just straight up stroke play Jones East. If you guys are men, you'd play Jones Gold.
We're leaving the decision up to them. Wherever they
so you're
want
playing
to play.
Hammond if it's
Right,
up to
yeah.
temp.
1 round of 9.
Yeah.
We're going to play the
One
tech
round of
college.
Yep, CTP.
Oh, man.
That's cool. Go play all the 9-hole courses.
And just make it like a
Nah.
cumulative
That's
score.
what we should do is we need to do some kind of video challenge when not the Veterans for Vets, but the what's the other event? The Veterans Memorial event that we do every year.
The Freedom Fest?
Freedom Fest.
Yeah.
While Soden's Grove is set up. Because that course is so awesome.
The last time I played Freedom Fest, I had my whole bag and Temp beat me with exclusively a slammer.
Temp also hasn't let him hear the end of this. And this
Yes.
was 2 years ago?
At least, yes.
Oh boy.
I think this was
And
winter
you're
2019.
challenging him. Is he only throwing a slammer tomorrow?
I sure hope so. I don't know.
He's going to let Kevin actually play.
Right.
And Temp is just going to show up with a slammer,
Slammer.
just for the intimidation factor.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
I won't let him get in your head, Danny.
Oh man.
We can do it. We're not at all scared.
You
Not
don't
in
have
the
to be
slightest.
scared, but
We're also
I mean,
not losing.
you guys don't have to be scared because you're the ones that edit the video.
That's
I mean,
true.
if you
Also
lose,
true,
the
yeah,
video
we'll
doesn't
be
even have to
magic.
come
We'll
out.
just we'll just distract him and then be like,
Yeah.
all right, Danny, retee.
Yeah.
Look, his
No,
shot
right,
landed
man.
right there. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
You saw me
Just come
take
back the next
aces
day
with-
and refilm. You guys are wearing completely
We're
different
the
shirts.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
You should do that. Just if it didn't take so long to edit, then you should do that just to send it to them for
That's all right.
approval.
Danny's got to edit it, so I'm good.
Perfect.
I'm totally down.
Real quick, a PSA. If you're new to disc golf within the past year, there's a deadline for like when you want to play disc golf after work that's rapidly approaching.
Oh,
Normally, it's like daylight saving time is amazing because we get an extra hour of sleep that one day. But if you're a disc golfer, daylight saving time sucks
Yes.
because all of a sudden it's dark when you get off work and
Yep.
you can't go play.
And dark when you go to
It's
work.
probably dark
Yeah.
when you go to work too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was this morning when I came in.
Yeah, you're pretty much limited to weekend golf if you're lucky and the weather cooperates.
Or like 3 holes over lunch break.
And we have a course out here that's epic.
Yeah.
It's one of Eric's top 3.
And there's 5 baskets out there, I think, right?
Yeah,
there's 5.
I think there's 5, and then I don't know if this is supposed to be secret or not, but we'll say it anyways. Jeremy said that there's like an actual course out there in the works.
Oh, sick.
It'll be somewhere between 6 and 9 holes, he said.
In the same tone of like always working on something. So like, we don't know how long it's
Right.
going to be. We don't know the time frame on it.
This could be done tomorrow or
Never.
2022. But it's in the process.
Mhm.
We're not sure when or what or who or how that will go.
That'll be fun.
We've got a little bit more time here.
Okay.
We've got a couple squad questions we can do. We've got a squid question we can do.
Squid Game.
And I don't know how to make some sort of an SQ joke about the rest of the topics that we could possibly
Gotcha.
do. Do we want to go grab bag, squid, or squad?
Let's do
Whoa.
Squid.
Squid?
Squid.
Squid squad?
Because I haven't seen anything from Squid Game.
Have you seen it, Eric?
I vaguely know, like Denise was watching it the other day,
So you get like
and then
the
I left the
premise of
room
the show?
because it was like, I'm not watching this.
So if
Okay.
there's a big...
Yes, I
it's
get it. Yeah, I understand the premise.
It's a Korean show, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, Korean. And there's always a big debate in the anime community about subs versus dubs, if you don't know, because subs is subtitles versus dubs is English dubs over the thing. So different voice actors come in, and everyone who's like really into anime will always say subs over dubs, because subtitles, you still hear the original actors like emotion. You still hear their
You just have
intent
to
with the
read.
voice. And yeah, you just have to read it. But the dubs are always horrible.
Yeah.
And this
I think
has
of old
reignited
Bruce
that.
Lee
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
This has reignited that debate because the dubs for Squid Game are reportedly horrible.
Oh, are they?
Garbage.
They
Very
are.
bad.
Does Denise watch for subs or dubs?
I cannot answer that question.
Dang it.
But
Okay.
she watches normal TV with subs, so I can only imagine that.
Potentially both.
Fair enough. Anthony, do you want to give us a premise of Squid Game if you haven't heard of it?
Yeah, so it basically, there's these people and they're brought to a place where they have the opportunity to compete for a very large amount of money. And they do so by playing these games. If you do not win the game, you're eliminated and you no longer have the chance to win the money. They're basically, I don't know, childhood games is kind of like the word for it. In episode 1, the game that they play is red light, green light, where, somebody says green light and you go, and then they say red light and you have to freeze.
There is a caveat, though.
There is a caveat.
Are people dying in this show, right?
People do die in this show.
Normally, if you don't freeze at
People
red
die
light,
at the fair.
At the fair?
You don't get that
I
reference.
don't. I
I don't either.
apologize.
normally like red light, green light. If you don't freeze when they say red light, they like make you take a few steps back. No, here you just get shot.
Yes. Yeah. So when you're
Yeah.
eliminated from the Squid Game, you are eliminated from the game
Eternity.
of life as well. And so it's all about that. They play different games.
That's rough.
Very dramatic.
Yes, not something that I would recommend watching with your kids if your
Okay.
kids are of younger ages.
The reason that I bring it up is because a lot of the games that they play are like simple concepts that are very hard to execute under that much pressure. So if we were to make disc golf Squid Games,
Okay.
what would we do? I'm thinking like you have to make 5 20-footers in a row.
Oh,
Which is
that's
like-
way too hard.
You think it's too hard?
Way too hard.
20 footers? Yeah. Maybe 15.
Yeah.
I was the one.
12.
I'm anything outside 5. I'm clearly in
Play
trouble.
used play around at Winthrop Gold and not throw out of bounds.
And in
As
this
long as score
context,
doesn't matter, I'm just like,
just so
drop
we're
on
clear, in
17.
this hypothetical context, nobody is dying, but like just the
Oh
idea.
yeah, they are. That's the premise.
All right, if you're okay.
Yeah.
what immediately came to mind for me was like a Ring of Fire.
Oh.
It's like, we don't really have like disc golf like kids games, but that's kind of like a disc golf party game.
Yeah,
type
Ring of Fires are
thing.
fun.
Or like
we could just eliminate this game really quick and just do a CTP real
well, that's
quick.
what I was thinking. You could do a CTP on like some short hole, like 150 feet, and if you don't get it inside the circle,
Short tee at the Island Green on at Country Club.
That's a good one because
It's
that's
easy,
doable.
but
Like very doable
but-
with the wall.
if you get stressed out, it's easy to mess up too.
well, if you're going to die.
That's true. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure there.
So,
yeah.
And am I understanding this correctly that the participants of the game do not know the consequences of losing going into the game?
They find out pretty quick.
Well, I'm sure they find out during the game, though.
They find out pretty quick.
Okay.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So
Spoilers are fine.
I won't spoil.
You can spoil for me at least. If you guys don't want to spoil, close your ears.
Everybody else just plug your ears. Yeah. So going into the very first game, they're all very confused as to what's.
And that's what I think I saw.
Yeah.
I think
they're all like, "What the heck is going on? What is this? What's that?" And then it says everyone I'm sure has seen the memes and the things with like that kind of little robot baby looking thing.
Yes.
That's I don't even know what the title for the red light, green lighter is.
Traffic cop.
Sure. That's your traffic cop.
The light.
And so the first time.
What about yellow?
There's no yellow. It's just red light.
And
the first time
blood.
The first time somebody gets red lit, they
got lit.
They did. Everyone's kind of confused, and then like somebody goes up to them and is like, "This is serious now," and everybody starts freaking out and trying to get out, and it gets very intense very quick.
Very messy.
Yes.
On a lighter note.
Ooh, that's rough.
What should we move on to? I don't know. I didn't have anything else to say. I just wanted to say on a lighter note.
On a lighter note, Air Plastic's coming out again.
Yeah, there you
go. We can do another squad one.
Okay.
We'll go with the question from Tyler. Tyler is a new disc golfer. He calls himself a COVID disc golfer.
Oh.
He says, "I started last year and recently started playing tournaments, but really struggle with the mental side." Side note, there were very many mental questions, mentality on the course questions. So this is a topic that a lot of people are curious about, myself very much included. And he says, "When I see someone else throw further, I try to throw harder and my form goes out the window.
Yep.
My question is, how do I get past that and focus on my game and stop overthinking?"
It's one of the hardest things. And there's nothing like one statement or anything that I could just say and it's going to be like, "Oh, green light. Sweet. I'm going to implement that in my next round." You know, it's
right.
It's finding your own, I mean, as they say, happy place.
Yep.
You know, it's very similar to that in the regard of staying in your own lane. You know, like now when I go out and play, I can absolutely do this because I don't have a 600-foot carry over the OB to go for the eagle or whatever it is. Like hole 10 at USDGC comes to mind. If I played, I would never go for that green. I went for that green one time in my career. I made the island.
Nice.
And I had like a 100-foot up shot. What's the point?
Yeah.
You know, when I could throw a 200-foot shot and a 200-foot shot and be on the green.
Right.
So it's really just about staying in your lane and practicing how you play. Does that make sense? Playing like you practice, right?
Game plan. Everyone, a lot of players if you interview them after the round, they say, "I just stuck to my game plan."
Yeah. Or I didn't, and that's why I failed.
How many times have you been like, "Oh, this is my backhand Anheuser hole. This is a hole. I have my disc. I know how to throw it. I know what power to give it, where to throw it, and I know it just perfectly turns over, goes to the right, flick. And then you're back of the box. Everyone else gets up and throws their dump forehand.
Yep.
And sure enough, you're going to step up there with your forehand.
I mean, no.
Well, yeah, but
but no, that's a fantastic analogy because staying in your own lane is it's one of the hardest things to do, but staying confident is very important throughout a game. And then as soon as you you got to play percentages out there is what it boils down to, you know? Like there's no way that I see three people park a forehand that I'm going to be like, maybe I won't throw this turnover shot.
Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot of times too, it can be, I was planning on throwing a distance driver and then three people get up and throw fairways. It's like, I can get a fairway driver there and end up 50 short.
That's why you get like evader stamped raiders.
Raiders,
then nobody would know.
It's true. They would have no idea.
Then they're like, "Dang, Danny just threw an evader on that disc, man."
The other thing is routine helps a lot.
Yeah.
Just having a routine is like a security blanket. Just going through that every time is really a good way to get in your own space rather than wrapped up in everything else that's happening.
Yeah, and the other thing I suggest doing is going out and playing like dollar matches with your buddies. Put something on the line.
Just get comfortable in that.
Yeah, there's always got to be something on the line for those rounds that'll absolutely help with the mental side of the game coming down the stretch. You know, if you have to hit this 20-footer on the last hole for your buddy's buck, I mean, that's some good bragging rights right there, am I right?
$1, boy.
You know, yeah. So, I mean, always have something on the line or some cheesy keychain that you wouldn't want to be seen in public with. And if you lose that round, you have to hang that on your bag for the week.
Sorry about you.
You know, things like that. It really does help. As weird as that sounds, it absolutely will help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is kind of like you were talking about being comfortable. Like Danny said, the game plan. It's one of those things that takes time. I try and tell myself that as much as I'm trying to beat so-and-so, whoever I saw just throw farther than me, like it's more about me versus the course. If I can beat the course, then that's the best I can do.
Right.
And if I see Eric throw 500 feet on my best day, I'm not getting close to 500 feet. So like, okay, cool. That was great. But it's irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
If it's something out of my skill set, it's something out of my toolbox, then cool. I got to watch that and that was a really cool shot you threw. I'm going to get half as far.
Yeah. Play the percentages.
Right.
What is your highest percentage shot? Stick to that.
And just do that.
Yep.
18 times.
Exactly.
We should do if that's all we have on that question, we should do the thing that I posted on the Facebook page.
Absolutely.
So I asked the question on the Facebook page. Context first, we just put out a YouTube video of me and Anthony playing with our full bags, normal doubles versus Eric and AJ, who could only throw putters.
They could only throw their signature putter.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
Only one mold. So all we could throw really.
Wardens versus EMAC judges. And if you haven't seen the video, Anthony and I won because they were at such a disadvantage.
I wouldn't say you won. I would say you guys dominated.
Nobody
That's
can see
true.
it, but I'm flexing at you so hard right now.
But I thought I won on the last hole.
That's what I was going to say. Like morally, like emotionally, you were probably the winner just because of that last putt.
Of course. Go watch it. It's great.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty sick.
And so I was thinking, if the average player, if you as a listener were going to go play against the top touring pros, how would you want to level the playing field? So for me and Anthony, it was EMAC and AJ have to throw only putters. But I asked on the Facebook group what some other options would be. Someone suggested, Allie suggested that the touring players have to throw only rollers until they're inside the circle.
Oh.
And that I assume that's
I don't like my chances.
Forehand, backhand rollers.
You don't?
I don't.
Bro, one water shot and you're set.
Wow, I love those chances.
Sure. I mean, I guess, yeah, a water shot is like
well, think about
a
it.
possibility.
Or you throw a tee shot. I mean, all of a sudden, these par threes that you guys just dominated us on that you could reach, you got to throw a roller inside the circle to putt.
Well, until you're inside the circle, right?
Yeah,
Once
and then
you're
you
inside
can
the
putt.
circle. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, hole number 9, Jones West, I don't know how many times it would take me to throw a roller. I would probably par that hole every time, right? Because
yeah, that's true.
you got to throw a little forehand roller into that green.
Yeah.
I feel like forehand rollers would be way more popular than backhand for this format.
I like that one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I guess, thinking about if it was like a Jones West type course, then I feel
like country club.
Right. If it's something where it like, because I mean, dudes can throw massive backhand rollers.
Especially on a golf course.
Right. And if it's something like that where like they're still going to be out driving you by 200 feet, I'm in trouble.
So I kind of like my odds with that one. Probably still won't win, but like it's pretty close. This next one is a cool idea, but it's not going to be close.
Right.
This is from Tim. Basically, he said all circle 1 putts automatically become circle 2 putts. So if you are closer than 10 meters to the basket, you just pull your putter straight back, your mini straight back until you are at 10 meters. But
so every putt is from circle 1. The edge of circle 1.
Yeah, unless you're outside that, in which case it's just where you are.
Just a normal putt.
Yeah, so if you get inside the circle...
So if I park a hole...
You still have a 10-meter putt.
Wow.
So
that'd be hard for those putts that you just miss. Like if you have a 40-footer and you just doink it, like hit off the cage, you have to pull it out.
But I still think that the rate that these guys, the top guys, make these putts, I don't think it would be close.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to have 2 putts at every hole, and I'm not.
I think that they're so consistent from that range. It's just not even going to be close.
What if you put it at like 45 foot?
Then it's probably closer. Then I kind of like it. Yeah.
Well, that sucks because then it's basically come stroke and distance, well, minus the stroke.
Yeah.
Because you got to hit that 45 footer on every single hole.
What if it's just your first putt has to be from that far?
Okay. This is interesting. I think we got to try this one.
Yeah.
That's a video we should try.
But I don't know that it's. Yeah.
Chris Clemens will be here soon.
Hey,
Get your putter on, boy.
And then
Get ready.
Joshua suggested standstill drives only. I don't know.
I'm not trying to blow a knee out.
Yeah.
Do I have to throw standstills as well?
No.
Just
This is
the
what
touring pros.
the touring player would
I
have to
haven't
do.
seen a lot of them throw like standstill drives. They'll throw standstill like up shots for like 150 feet, but I feel like most of them, if they're throwing,
Tristan Tanner will own you.
that's true. Tristan
Yeah.
Tanner does bomb standstills.
I was gonna say if I'm playing,
I don't think that's. I think you guys. I think you would lose that.
Yeah.
I do.
You think
Right.
more than the putting one?
Yep.
I think if I think me on like a full run up, I'm trying to mash this thing, and then you have Ricky throw a standstill. I bet I don't beat him.
Yeah.
Best case scenario is like we're close.
And not to mention Ricky, if you're bringing up that name, he's going to throw standstill forehands all day long, which he
All
does
over.
anyway.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah.
That's a good point.
yeah, the standstill. I think they would still own
I was
you.
thinking it would mostly just be a comfort factor because, like, I feel like a lot of touring pros don't throw like high-powered standstills very
not
often.
high powered, but it also once again comes down to the course.
Mm-hmm.
A course like
Right.
Jones West, you're going to get dominated.
Oh yeah, because they don't need a run up on any of those holes.
Yeah.
The country club.
Now, if you're playing James Conrad,
Ooh, yeah.
Hey,
force him to do standstills.
I wonder if talking about like courses, if the pro had to play like long to long
Mm-hmm.
and I got to play short to short,
Okay.
Mm.
I bet I would. I mean, it is going to just depend on the course, obviously.
That could be something fun to try at either Jones Gold or Emporia Country Club.
Yeah. So it would have to be something where there's 2 tees and 2 pins on every hole, or at least
Yeah, or
one difference that makes a difference. A short tee
on
pad makes a
every
difference.
single shot, or
Mhm.
can like a couple of them, like if it's a par 3.
Yeah, so I would play the shortest layout possible. The pro would play the longest layout
Mhm.
possible.
I think it depends on the course, but I think Emporia Country Club is a great place to try this
Yeah.
because the FPO layout, which is the short to short, which is a monster still,
Mm-hmm.
but not quite as long as
How many strokes difference is the FPO layout and MPO?
strokes difference.
Just relative to par.
I think relative to par, the FPO might be a stroke more.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know it was like that for Jones Gold,
Okay. Yeah, because there are some where
where the
Like-
FPO is a par 4 and the MPO is a par 3.
right
Like
and
hole 3 comes to mind at Country Club is
The
a
one-
par 3 for the men
yeah.
and a par 4 for the ladies.
The one for me was hole 9,
So
which I
would
think is
you-
a 4 and a 5.
Yes, correct. So would you play that so it would just be strokes under par or over par. So you would play that hole from the same tee to the same basket, but it's a par 4 for you and it's a par 3 for me or the touring pro.
Interesting.
Because if it's the FPO layout that you're technically playing, I mean,
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you would. I think that's a good one too. I think you can chalk that up, and we need to make that one happen
Be
too.
close.
I wonder. Go ahead.
I'm just moving on from this one to another
Do it.
thing if we're ready. So
Let's
those
make
are
this
all
one-
that I got from the group. But do we have any ideas for ones that we can come up with? It's a bit
Ooh.
on the spot. I'm thinking thumbers.
Yeah, I was thinking like if I give.
I'm not playing that round.
Yeah, me neither. Last time I threw a thumber, I had to go see a chiropractor.
Oof.
Ouch. If I give the pro like one of those new Lucid X Justices,
Mm,
like those things go 200 feet and
Yeah.
then they hit a wall.
yeah.
That's the
And-
only disc they can throw.
So like your circle 2 putts are going to be really hard. Your par 4s are going to be really hard.
You know what
I
I'd
feel
like to
that's
try?
not going to be close though.
Well, the goal isn't to be close. The goal was to win, right?
Yes.
I guess the goal is kind of to be competitive.
I think you're going to be more competitive throwing putters than you would be throwing a Justice.
Mhm.
You think?
I can throw a putter much further than I can throw one of them Justices.
Oh, yeah. I think it would be closer that way for sure. Yes. But if I'm trying to like,
What about bag swap?
oh, I'm toast. No way.
You think so?
It's going to take the pro one throw with every disc and they're just going to learn like,
That's
okay,
a fun one though. I love a good bag swap.
I think that'd be great if it's like equally skilled players. But since there's such a drastic skill difference, like
Yeah.
they're going to take my most overstable things, throw them straight, and I'm going to get smoked because everything in their bag is a meat hook.
That'd be a fun one though.
I like bag
That would
swap.
be
That's
fun.
funny.
Bag swap.
I was thinking if you did, it was a video idea we had talked about where kind of throw it and lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to throw a disc once,
I like that.
and you can't throw it again until you've thrown everything. That there's some strategy that could come into play there.
Like just put 5 really good discs in my bag.
Well, yeah, you can't change your bag up, but like if you purposely save your drivers for all the par fours or something, so you can get close or whatever.
So
then-
you would just not be able to throw the disc until you've thrown every other disc, and then the whole
Right.
thing resets.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that could potentially
Yeah.
be
Do
close.
the putters count
Yes.
for putting?
Yeah,
Mhm.
every single disc you get to throw at one time.
So if you're smart, you're going to be doing your drop-ins with
Something
A
you almost
utility
never
disc.
throw.
Mhm.
Right, and that's why some strategy could come into play of
Mhm.
like, yeah, I don't know, that could be interesting for sure.
I like that one too. Man, there's a lot of good ideas here. We need to start going and filming these before
Do
winter
some of
comes
these.
next week.
Oh yeah, you want to edit them?
Yeah, let's do it. We film them now and then you edit all winter long.
Oh yeah.
Is that how this works?
No, probably not.
Dang it. I think, unless you guys have anything else, I think
Mhm.
that's all we've got.
I don't think I have anything else. I know it's contract season.
Yeah.
It's
So you're
definitely
busy.
contract season, so I am definitely busy. It's course design season too, so I will be gone all this week, technically.
I'd assume my contract is probably in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's yeah.
I'm fine saving paper. You could just give it to me in person, but
Okay. Do you want to do it over the
Right now?
like right now?
live to everyone.
Yeah.
Tell me how many copies there are.
Multi-millions
Yeah, deal.
over
Sign me up.
3 lifetimes.
Centuries and centuries.
Oh no. Oh boy. No, it's a fun time of year for sure. It can be stressful at times, but we're making we're trying to make some moves, I guess you would say,
Mhm.
this year and seeing what we can do. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the contracts, how much more money players are making now, and just the overall boom effect of
on
the
one
sport.
hand, it's like it's good to see players are making more money. It's more sustainable to be out on tour. And then it's like, wait, we have to pay them that money.
Yeah. Wait, we have to pay them that much to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have something to report here not too terribly long.
We are always working on something.
We are.
It's true. This is true.
Jeremy Resco is going to tour full time.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming out of retirement.
Coming out of
People
retirement.
assume he's bad. He's pretty good at frisbee.
He's solid.
Jeremy is good at athletics.
You know who else is good? Clay Hauser.
Clay
Yeah.
is also very good at disc golf.
Clay, I don't know if he's ever been on camera, so our listeners probably have little to no idea who he is.
True.
Right.
In Clay we trust though.
He is the backbone of
Clay,
dynamic discs.
Clay is
Yes,
like
he
the
is.
man behind the curtain. Like in
Mhm.
Wizard of Oz, nobody knows who he is, but without Clay,
The whole thing just grinds to a stop.
We ain't here.
Skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay's the man.
Clay's good.
We closing up?
Yep.
Can't go home.
But
That's just how I'm going to sign off the
you
podcast now.
can't- Okay.
Just can't
Oh,
go home.
you guys cannot.
Mhm.
go.
Cannot.
If you're home now, leave.
Leave.
Yep.
You
get
gotta go
out.
somewhere else.
You can
Leave.
stay here though.
You are totally allowed to stay right here. While you're here, you could leave us a review.
That too.
5 of them?
However many stars you'd like.
Preferably 5.
Preferably more stars, but
Or
whatever.
a multiple of 5.
However you feel appropriate.
And then log into a different account and give us 5 stars on that account.
Right. While you are exclusively not at home, just make a bunch of fake accounts. Spotify, iTunes.
Go ahead and download 'em.
Wherever you're listening, just make a bunch of accounts. Leave us some reviews. And then, head over to the Facebook page. Let us know your thoughts there. Check out Danny's question.
I will post at least one more for the next episode.
And we will get to it, potentially discuss your answers on the show. Thanks, everybody, for listening.